Thank you very much for joining us. And we're talking about your game coming up this Saturday. But we want you to take us a step back and give us what has been going on from the last game you played, a draw, back to training, your talk in the camp as players, the prospects of Marumo Gallants coming to FNB, just in a nutshell.
Yeah, after the draw, we weren't really happy with the result and the way we played. We obviously know we're better than what we showed in PE. But I mean, those games are not easy. Going to PE is not an easy job. But we knew we could have been better and create more chances. So as a team, as players, I think we had a conversation about how we want to go forward and what this means to us as players. Obviously, we got into the final, but that's further on. That's only the 10th of May. For us now, we have to focus on the games before that. And there's a lot of big ones coming our way. So that was a discussion, and hopefully this week in training we'll be putting in the work and get the result that we need the weekend.
You as a player have been in and out because of injury, and how can you summarize your season? And since you maybe joined Kaizer Chiefs, how can you say your stay at Kaizer Chiefs has been?
Yeah, it's been a difficult one. Obviously this season I've been hit with a lot of injuries. Coming back just to start of the season with the shoulder and then obviously dealing with the hamstring problems. But for now I feel healthy, I feel good. Good preparation, going every week. Not just going to training and going home, you know, there's a lot of preparation going into keeping my body in good shape and hopefully, obviously, I want to turn things around for myself, put in the work every day and just when I'm healthy, I feel good. I can help the team, so that's the way I see it. Obviously, I would have hoped for a lot more, but that's the way it was put out for me, and I can only do with what I'm dealt with.
Dillan, it's only natural that the club has not won anything in 10 years. And then the only shot that you guys have to change that history is the Nedbank Cup, where you made it to the final. How then do you guys manage to still say the 3 points here, the 3 points there will help us keep our top 8 spot? Where's the priorities? I know you all want to win every game, but how do you keep your concentration level, knowing that you can end the drought with the cup, but still, you still have to maintain and get into your top 8?
Yeah, it's difficult. Obviously, you naturally focused on the final. Any human being would be excited for that moment, but it's just about how you prepare mentally for each and every game. We know for the final is, so there's 2 big games for us coming up, and the way I see it is we can use those games as momentum going into the final. It's not easy games, obviously. Marumo is not an easy team. People always think they're an easy team, but they're not an easy team. And then we got the derby before the big one. So those games speak for itself. You know, it's games where you have to be focused. It's games where you have to go out there and show a lot of confidence, a lot of strength. You know, if you want to go into the final and win those finals. So those games before the finals is very important for us.
Jason, I mean, you guys at some point this season, the goals you've scored and the goals considered have been on par. And looking at the chances that the team creates compared with the struggles to keep a clean sheet, when you guys speak, what has been holding the team back in terms of, is it leaking goals or not being able to score enough? And then what is the priority in terms of turning things around with both those elements?
I think it's a balance. The balance. You can't say we're not scoring goals and then we're conceding goals, but you can't say we're keeping clean sheets but we're not scoring goals. So it's a balance, you know. We can't be saying our strikers are not scoring, and you can't say our defenders are not defending. But as a whole, as a team, we have to find that balance where we can say that we're doing well. You know, we're keeping clean sheets and we're scoring goals. But we can't just come and say that we're not scoring goals, but we're also leaking goals. So it's just finding the balance as to where we can say that we're feeling good. You know, we're where we're not leaking too many goals, but we're scoring so many goals. You know what I mean? It's not where we can say that it's not a thing as we're not scoring, but we're defending so well, but we're not scoring. So it's just that matter of finding balance in how we wanna go forward as a team.
What impact does it have, the number of changes at the back? Because when you started, the team started with like a brand new defense. And what has that caused in terms of getting everyone to understand each other?
Yeah, that's not easy. A lot of players, our defenders, we had a good set of defenders where they were playing a lot, and they found that, how can I put it, they found that moment where they were solid, you know, where we were getting clean sheets and those type of things, and then injuries happen, you know. And for us as players that comes in, we have to be mentally ready to step in and also show that we also want to play, and also we also want to be solid. And sometimes it doesn't work, and sometimes you get clean sheets.
Dillan, I just wanted to ask, with regards to this season, it's been themed around inconsistency with results. Would you say that the team obviously not being so consistent in terms of the starting lineup has also caused the inconsistency in results?
Not really. You can see it with other teams. Other teams are changing week in, week out, and they're getting results. So it's just a matter of us staying ready mentally. I think if the players stay mentally ready, and whenever they get the opportunity, they'll take it, obviously. But those things happen in football, you know, where you're inconsistent as a team. And I think it's just about preparing you individually properly, and then I think it will impact the team positively.
And I think in the last 3 or so games, you guys have changed to a back three. How are you guys adapting to that new formation, so to speak? And for you, in terms of your role, how are you adapting?
Yeah, obviously it's good to change things because obviously teams prepare for you. So it was just a matter of changing a bit, changing to the three at the back. It's not like we haven't prepared that. I think in pre-season we have prepared the three at the back. How we'll play it, what's your role as a player, and for me, I've played this formation before, so I know my role as a wing back and how I need to go forward and how I need to defend.
With everything that you guys, I mean, the big hype in pre-season, pictures of you guys having, you know, some good times in camp and all of that, gave a lot of your supporters the hope that the team is cooking something good. What went wrong for your season to be where you are now, where you are, you know, looking at salvaging a place in the top 8 when you have looked at as a potential, you know, challenges for things? I mean, yes, of course, we've got one trophy that we are in already, but still, with all of that, the fans, cultural fans, are still the loudest fans, and they're still the happiest fans when you look at what the country had in terms of after you won against Sundowns. It was like they won the World Cup. What does it say to you?
I mean, as players, we appreciate the support we get week in and week out, and like you said, the pre-season was special for us as a team. Obviously, new technical staff, new players coming in, so people were very. They expected us to show a better showing than last season. Obviously, it didn't happen. But as players, we have to take responsibility, and we have to say that the inconsistency is also us. We can't just blame other people and say that we have to take responsibility, and we have to show that in this last stretch that we can do it as a team. We can show people what we're about, not just on the field but our character. And yeah, we look forward to showing people what we can do, and obviously we're in the final. But that's just a bit further back. We have to stay focused on the games ahead, and yeah, hopefully we can put some smiles on the whole of South Africa's face.